Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Chrisley Grandchild has no idea Todd and Julie are in prison. Is there a grandchild who has no idea that Julie and Todd Chrisley are currently behind bars? It appears that is the case, but is there a reason for the lack of information? More so, what is that reason if there even is one? Read on for more details. Grandchild has no idea Julie and Todd Chrisley are in prison. It has not been an easy year since Julie and Todd Chrisley headed to separate prisons. Julie went to one in Kentucky for her 7-year term. As for her husband Todd, he headed off to Pensacola, Florida, where he has faced deplorable circumstances. Fortunately, nanny Faye Chrisley went to see Todd for the holidays. And though it was not the same, she got to see her boy. He even did an interview from behind bars to share what the conditions were like. It seems he is struggling, but they are hopeful their faith will prevail, and they will be home sooner rather than later. However, according to a Reddit thread, it seems that Lindsay Chrisley's son, Jackson, is unaware of what is going on. Apparently, he has no idea what is going on with his grandparents, which is sad but may be for the best. This is what the OP wrote. They went on to note that if Chloe Chrisley can handle this information, then so can Jackson. How did Redditors feel about this? Ultimately, it did come out that Jackson knows where Julie and Todd Chrisley are. Someone wrote this to explain it. Another noted that Chloe's parents have had troubles with the law, which is why her grandparents adopted her. Therefore, she may be more well-equipped to deal with this. In any case, it was Lindsay's choice what she told her son, so no one can judge. In the cozy, sun-drenched playroom of Savannah Chrisley's Nashville home, the scent of fresh cookies lingered in the air, mingling with the soft chimes of a lullaby playing on repeat. Toy trucks were scattered across the floor. Picture books lay half open on a bean-bag chair, and nestled in the center of it all was 4-year-old Grayson Jr., affectionately known to the family as Gray J. With his mop of sandy blonde hair and bright eyes that mirrored his grandfather Todd's, he was a spitting image of the Chrisley legacy. But there was one thing he didn't know. As he flipped through a picture book titled My Happy Family, Gray J looked up at Savannah with the kind of innocent sincerity that only children possess. "Aunt Savvy," he asked, pointing to a family photo on the mantel. "Why don't Pop and Nana come to visit me anymore?" The question hit Savannah like a freight train. She froze mid-step, nearly dropping the juice box in her hand. Her heart fluttered with panic, the kind only an adult can feel when the truth is sharp and unspeakable. She crouched down slowly, eyeing the framed photograph of Todd and Julie, beaming, polished, and proud, taken just weeks before the sentencing. "They love you very much, baby," she said softly, brushing a curl from his forehead. Pop and Nana are just on a very long trip." It was the story the family had crafted carefully. At first, they said Todd and Julie were on a business retreat. Then, it evolved into a mission trip helping children somewhere far away. Now it was simply a trip, a vague, shape-shifting thing that 4-year-old minds accepted easily. Gray J never asked for return dates. He only asked if they missed him. And of course, Savannah would always say, every single day, the decision to shield Gray J from the truth wasn't taken lightly. Chase had argued they should tell him. Lindsay, distant but still in the loop, said honesty would be better. But Savannah, now thrust into the role of caretaker, sister mom, and crisis manager, knew that some truths didn't serve little hearts. What good would it do to tell a child that his grandparents were in prison? Instead, she made sure they video messages from Todd, pre-recorded and sent through the prison-approved system. Gray J never knew his pop was calling from behind concrete walls and steel bars. The background was neutral, the voice loving. "Hey there, champ," Todd would beam into the camera. "Are you being good for Aunt Savvy? I heard you built a spaceship out of Legos. You're a genius just like your pop." Julie's voice was gentler, softer. "You make me so proud, little man." I can't wait to bake cookies with you again. She always wore a smile, even when her eyes looked tired from prison walls she couldn't show him. Savannah made a ritual of it. Every Sunday, she'd set up the iPad and let Gray Jay FaceTime with his grandparents, never knowing the footage was recorded and delayed, never realizing their trip looked more and more permanent. But the questions were coming more often. Why can't we go to the airport and get them? Can we send them my drawing? Will they be here for my birthday? Savannah swallowed hard each time. She was 27, juggling a media career, a custody battle, the weight of two parents in prison, and a child who looked at her like she held the answers to the universe. Sometimes, when Gray Jay was asleep, she cried quietly in her car in the driveway. She hated lying, but she hated hurting him even more. One night, as Savannah tucked him into bed, Gray Jay pointed at the stars outside the window. Do you think Pop Pop and Nana can see the stars too? Savannah blinked back tears. I think they see the same stars, sweetheart. And do you think the stars miss them like I do? It was then Savannah made a silent vow. When he's older, when he can understand, when his heart is ready, but not now. Meanwhile, Todd and Julie knew the truth of their absence hung heavy over the house. In their letters to Savannah, they always included messages for Gray Jay, careful not to reference anything too specific. Tell him Nana thinks of him when she sees the moon, Julie had written once, and remind him that no matter how far we are, our love is never locked away. Todd, ever the showman even in federal prison, kept up the role of doting grandfather in every message. Let him believe I'm on a movie set, he once joked. Lord knows this place has enough drama. Savannah didn't find it funny. She missed her father's bad jokes. She missed her mother's bedtime prayers. She missed being able to call them freely. But more than anything, she hated that Gray Jay was growing up in a world where love had to be filtered, edited, and softened. Still, every so often, there were glimmers of joy. One afternoon, Savannah found Gray Jay playing with two stuffed animals, one dressed in a makeshift suit, the other in a frilly apron. This one is Pop Pop, he declared, pointing to the bear. He's the boss of everything. And this one, Savannah smiled. Nana. She makes cookies and tells me I'm her angel. Savannah hugged him tight. They'd both love to hear that. Later that night, she emailed the prison system and sent the clip to both Todd and Julie. She knew the video would be the highlight of their week, because though their grandson didn't know where they were,